Hey guys, Hack here. I'm sorry Andre couldn't make it because I love Phoenix Wright too much. Actually a huge fan. I'm talking about Larry Butts, Old Bag, SG Pool, the Von Karmas, whatever the case is. We're actually going to get into Phoenix right now. We got his basic normal specials, movements, assists, and supers here. Phoenix is a lawyer, not so much a fighter, and you're going to see this right away in his actual tactics he used to play as him. So we're going to start off with his normals. As you can see in his normals, they're pretty bad. In general, they have no range, but the thing about them is that they're deceiving. I'm actually showing this to the players who want to play as him, so you actually know when your moves are safe. The hitbox goes away about pretty early on in the animation. As you can see there, he's reading the evidence, but you actually cancel them earlier than that. So be aware of this at all times. That standing L is a decent or pretty crappy anti-air. He's useful, you know, for teleporting characters and whatnot. The next is a standing fierce. Standing fierce, besides having a pretty crappy front hitbox, has an okay upper hitbox. So if you need it in some specific situation, someone's bunny hopping and you're right under them, you can use that. But in general, you want to stay away from all his normals besides the standing A and his crouching. So his crouching normals, I'm actually bringing them up is just to show you how deceiving they actually are. The range is pretty bad on him, but in general, his tactics don't rely around him trying to come whiff punish or whatnot. So, you know, so you're going to be using him a lot since you're going to have shield out there. But I just want to bring up the ranges on him. It's pretty deceiving. They're actually a lot longer than they look, especially in the crouching fierce version. And in general, they're pretty good. So as you can see there, he digs all the way in the ground. It could be easily hit confirmed because it cancels into another crouching H. So once you see the second crouching H hit, boom, go into launcher and do what you need to do. But I just wanted to bring up the fact that he has the ability to go low and high, and this is his sneeze. I believe it's his longest range normal. I may be wrong, but I honestly didn't use it besides behind the shield or whatnot if I was too out of range to hit him with a low. So as you can see, he goes into the sneeze. And now I want to go into his trial mode, normals. As you can see, his trial mode, he has to get it to new crouching is much longer range, and the second hit actually hits low. So it's actually a good point to be noted that you should be noticing at all times. And his standing H cancels into itself now into a move that actually leads him into his objection move. And if I find myself using this a lot in combos, I would be whiffing it so much. So I just opted to go to crouching H and just hit him with the objection in the air. I suggest you guys do the same unless you're in the corner and you got your elaborate setup ready. You can hit confirm combos. It's not that hard, but in general, I didn't like the fact that it whiffed, and once it whiffed, you're gonna eat it. So Phoenix Wright doesn't have the health to actually be eating combos that often. So we're actually gonna go show his jumping normals now. As you can see, the only one you should be using is jumping fierce because it's for air grabs. Yay! So and if you hit his hold it, you can see it get dizzy's opponents after some point. So that's something you should be noting. In general, this is probably more useful than any combo bread and butter in the game. Mia shield. Thank you, Mia. Rest in peace, Faye. As you can see, he easily chains. It nullifies all opponents' attacks. It stops some beam supers and even like hail definitively or decisively, definitely. So it's probably one of the best assists in the game. If not, he doesn't need assists because he does have Mia, but in general, just because of Mia, his assists get better. We'll talk about it in advance. But we're actually going to go into her OTG move, which is cross circle forward with medium and high, or B and C. It's pretty decent. It can be used for a combo extender in the corner, or if you want to go team hyper cancel, whatever you need to do. It's okay. I wouldn't be using it a lot, but in general, it's there. You have the ability. I think it's for more advanced players. So we're gonna actually go into his paper throwing move, which is a forward DP in trial mode and backwards DP. One throws papers upwards, one throws papers downwards. In general, you can use them as pretty crappy anti-airs. They're pretty slow and they're hard to combo off of, and they cause a lot of hit deterioration. So you're not gonna be wanting to use these to extend your combos. You're gonna be wanting to use the DP forward one, since it's easier to extend combos since he walks forward and it's easier to hit confirm off of him. Just get used to using the DP one because a cross circle forward, it's not as good, or the backwards Hadouken is not as good as actually having some of the evidence he gets, which is the next section we're going to be going into. As you guys know, he collects evidence, and the good evidence can be used in trial mode as some decent projectiles. The ones you're going to want to look for is, of course, the knife. Yes, it's his best one, the most useful one, the only one you should be spamming on. Honestly, I haven't really found a use for the other ones because most players in this game or most opponents will usually have a decent assist protecting them or have a decent projectile super. So you could be using this in general to keep opponents back. Knives is the way to go. If you do not have knives, I would suggest not using it anyway. In general, you would not be opting to use this anyway because you just want to get into turnabout mode, and this just gives your opponent a greater chance of killing you before you get into that, and all that hard work you put in collecting evidence and all that good stuff will be going away. So get those knives. It's actually decent. I find myself actually after turnabout mode playing a one-on-one with the final character of the other opposing team and actually doing pretty decent just because of knives. I can fight straight up with knives. There's no real combo potential off them, but in general it's a great zoning tool. So let's go into his assist. The first assist is just throwing the papers on, and in general it can be used as a pretty crappy anti-air if it ranged correctly, but it comes out so slow. It's a pretty bad combo extender since he does have his medium assist, which becomes the best assist in the game in turnabout mode. As you guys know, in turnabout mode he becomes totally invincible with that assist, and it causes a wall bounce at the end. So one of the main reasons to use Phoenix is just because of that assist. So I would not opt to use the earlier one, the first or the second one, just because this assist is so good when he does go into turnabout mode, and it just totally kicks the first assist in his butt. The last one is Ghetto Missile. I believe this hits low. The only problem with this assist is the fact that the second assist is so good, and as you guys can see, Phoenix exposes himself pretty badly when he calls this assist. He comes out right in the front. The dog takes a decent while to get there, and he can easily get clipped for it. So let's go into the movement section, or the lack of there. Phoenix Wright doesn't have that much movement, but he honestly doesn't need it. He does not fight so bad in the corner. As you guys know, Maya's shield is the savior when his back's to the wall, since it protects him from most actual oncoming force, and his assists become pseudo-invincible. I will get into that advanced section, and this is why he's been so good. So you're going to be bunny hopping a lot, trying to catch objections and canceling your dash into collecting evidence. The thing is that learn the back dash because you'll be running away, and he does not fight bad in the corner, so he doesn't really need the movement so bad. His saving grace, thank you Maya. The actual hit of that is low, so that's something you guys should know, and we can go for some elaborate setups I'll show you guys later. If someone's rushing you down, when that super flashes, she's coming out, so it doesn't matter. So even if you're getting hit, she's gonna come and save you and kick that guy's butt, whatever you need at that moment. It is her best super because of that, but there's another order in the court. It's probably his damage super, something you want to cancel into if you need to get rid of bad evidence. People don't know this about this super, is that it gets rid of all the bad evidence, and it puts you right back into investigation mode, so you can easily collect some more bad evidence, as you can see there. But take note of that fact, and if you got a hit on a character, he's rushing you down, you need to get rid of that bad evidence, and you don't have the time since this game is mix-up heavy, you want to bring that into play. So last one is my favorite ultra in the game, or super. Yeah, it's a full screen omnidirectional super, 0 frame actual startup and activation, whatever the case is, and it hurts. You guys will be using this a lot. The bad part about it is it takes you out of turnabout mode, and as you guys know, he's super effective in turnabout mode, so if you can extend the combos as long as possible. We're going to actually go into his bread and butters. I want to show you guys the ones you'll be using at tournament level or whatever you need to be effective in this game. So as you can see, I stance change into order in the court, so you get rid of bad evidence, you take decent damage, and you can get started again. The second combo is something to lead to his actual objection move, so you get into turnabout mode. You can actually do a jumping fierce if you time it correctly, but I just want you to know that once you're in turnabout mode, get this guy out of here. This one's a pretty elaborate one, showing a re-dizzy in the middle of the air and the ground bounce. I use all of his techniques, even the wall bounce, and a combo into this is not even an X factor, and taking over 839k, and I have about half of it left. In these modes, I would honestly recommend you using less elaborate combos. He will kill people fast, and you will have X Factor at that point. So, try to save turnabout mode as much as you can. It lasts a long time. Your opponents are going to know it, but these combos are there just in case the last character is there. You got the hit on them, just kill them. This is where this will determine how good Phoenix Wright actually is. I believe most of the Phoenix Wright's problems rely on his assists. So a lot of assists become matchup specific. You can have Phoenix Wright on point at all times. You just have to have the right assist to stop them, which is something that people should make note of extremely quickly. Some work better than the others, like Sentinel Drones and Vajra are just good. Another one that's not included there is Ami's Cold Star, which is really good. I've been using that recently. Plasma is always good for characters who can't, who have mostly physical attacks and just want to knock them back full screen. That's the one you want to use to be super annoying. As I told you before, most of his actual offense relies on his great defense. So we're gonna get into that now. So we actually bringing out Maya now. As you guys know, Maya is amazing. Thank you, Maya, for being so cool. This is a technique I've been looking into. As you can see, it nullifies all attacks, and you can actually get combos off of it. Call Maya out and do a pseudo actual dash assist. What that does is, if let's say that the opponent is teleporting, you dash forward and you sort of protect your assist with the Maya shield. Since Sentinel is so tall, it's easy for Dante to hit him in the head, but other assists are totally protected by the shield. So what you want to do is like a Kara, basically a dash into assist. People use that when they're doing OTG combos. You definitely want to do it right away, and if you time it a little later, Sentinel's totally protected right there. And only a few characters can actually beat them, which is Dante, or I want you guys to note Ghost Rider pretty much defeats Maya and you with the jumping S move. So you guys should know that that's the only move that I've seen actually stop this shield consistently. But even then, if you push back correctly, you get Maya out, you still get to collect evidence. Collect that evidence, and the whole point is collecting evidence. And learn this Kara assist technique, it's all about that. Oh, this is also a cool move, it's deceiving. His forward B actually goes over loads and activates right away. So if you got the Maya assist out there, and you know this guy's fishing, and but the Maya assist will take it away anyway, but it's just cool looking, goes over loads, and can be canceled into his collecting evidence. So that's what you want to do. You never want to leave that move lingering unless you're going to do his quarter circle forward into Maya to come out OTG. So cancel into collecting evidence, and that it causes a hard knockdown, which is pretty neat. So there's your saving grace, and if you're getting rushed down, which you will likely be getting once people start to figure out that Phoenix is the problem and needs to be killed right away, then you can start seeing a lot of snapbacks, and so you're gonna have that super on deck. When she's out there, she's out. So you should pay note of that at all times. Now we're gonna get into his basically lightly into some of his range games. As you can see, I don't have knife, so I'm not that happy right now. A teleport can probably get me killed at this point, so I will opt not to using it, especially a character like Dante, and since a lot of the new cast does have this. Ooh, now the tables have turned. As a smart player, if you do have another character, switch this guy out immediately and use this assist to its fullest. I'm just going to stand around half the time. As you can see, even as Sentinel, I've become a real big problem. This assist is the best assist in the game, hands down, nothing stopping. It takes 240k, causes a wall bounce, easy to combo off of, and he walks forward. It takes a decent amount of range. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. Unless he had invincible drones assist, this move is too good. And it changed the whole metagame. It's almost as big a problem as Phoenix. Not as crazy as level 3 X Factor Phoenix, but it's something that everyone has to worry about. Something like Lariat, but worse since it moves forward and cannot be hit at all, even low. Only thing you should note is the last hit and misses on some small characters like Jill, I'll show you right now, and Amy and Phoenix. This is a big problem. So you have the Phoenix versus Phoenix match. You're gonna want to kill him as soon as you see the combo hit. So as you can see here, I got the finger here, and what you're going to want to be doing is in this mode is fishing with the finger in general. You're going to be wanting to go for air grabs a lot, so learn that immediately, calling out the shield. I've had matches where I got turnabout mode twice. Those are the long ones, but it's definitely possible. Use your shield, collect evidence. Your whole point is to collect evidence because you're a lawyer, not a fighter, and you protect your assist. As you can see there, how annoying was that? And look, boom, I get a full screen and get to collect more assists, more evidence. I've had matches where I had to collect 10 pieces of evidence, and I've won in the end. And you have more than enough time. Just be patient. Don't get rushed down. Don't do random tags. That's what a lot of players tend to do. And if you're gonna do a Maraud tag, at least have Maya on the screen, or cancel into do a super, so it's semi-safe. And once you have this mode, all hell breaks loose. I like to have 3 meters on deck only because it stops players from doing anything. And then just get your air grab combos ready because you're going to be killing them pretty fast. X Factor, he's such a problem. As you can see there, that wasn't even a finished combo, and it was almost 600k. Now 700. Most characters are gonna die. He takes a huge amount of chip in this mode. Save X Factor for him if you want. He honestly doesn't need it. You want to use him for the assist. Gosh, that assist is so good. Keep him alive. You just get ready for snap out combos, people. Only thing I would actually worry you about in him in general. And some other more elaborate stuff is like he has some good team hyper cancels, like with Dante. Gives him enough time to collect evidence throughout, and then stuff like this. The animations are so long. Some of the other stuff is that when he goes into super, he can dump a THC into his super and get this works with a lot of characters in the corner, and I told you he's all about his assist. Let's actually get into the recap. The turnabout mode, yes, is the only positive. Maya's shield is amazing. If any other character have it, they'll be the best character, hands down. Pseudo ability to make assist invincible. Work on this technique. Call out the assist. Kara into the assist call. Call out Maya. Kara into assist call. The negatives, everything except this turnabout mode, and it's honestly going to become easier to get him out there. But once people start realizing he is a problem, just like Phoenix, you're going to see a lot of snap out combos. So be good with your assist, just as good as you are with Phoenix. And in general, I really enjoy playing him. I could see him working well, since a lot of the characters he works well with are pretty much top tier, like Dante. So that's all you need to know, Dante. And he works well with drones assist and stuff like that. And thank you for watching. I just want to, hopefully this wasn't too bad. I love Phoenix, man. I hope you guys do too.